Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 816th Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. And what a great battle I've got for you to watch today. You'll see that the battle is hosted on a custom map, and this map was hosted by a Brotherhood member, Crypto. Okay, our first teammate is Brotherhood member Aurelius. Now Aurelius has got his faction of choice, which is Greek cities, and Aurelius has got 11 Spartans, 3 archers and 4 cavalry. Quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry. And you'll see he's got 7 upgrades. He's got an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. These light cavalry are pretty good for moving around the battlefield fast. They can hit enemy archers and are a really good addition to a Greek city's army. And as I say, this is Aurelius' faction of choice, and this is his standard Greek city's army, which he's become very good with. Okay. Our next teammate is Brotherhood member EthEth. Now, just to say that EthEth has had a long gap from playing Rome Total War, but back in the day, I'd just like to tell you that he won a 2v2 CWB 15k tournament, and that was when there were hundreds of people in the lobby. And EthEth and I forget who his teammate was, they won this 2v2 CWB 15k tournament. And bearing in mind that the Brotherhood is predominantly a 31k clan, it just goes to show how good a player EthEth is. And as I say, he's had a very many years break from Rome Total War, but he's back now and he's enjoying the battles as much as he ever did. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on today. Now EthEth has got 15 infantry and 5 cavalry. Okay, 15 infantry and 5 cavalry. And as I say, he's starting to get a liking for Rome Total War again, and it's really nice to see him back after all the years that he's been away. I suppose that old saying, all roads lead to Rome, and that's why he's back. Our next teammate is Brotherhood member Lando. Now Lando's got 12 infantry, 2 archers and 5 cavalry. Now Lando usually brings serious cavalry. Let's have a look at his cavalry here. Oh my gosh, you can see that he's got 8 upgrades on his cavalry, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. So as I say, Lando usually does bring serious cavalry, and as you can see for this battle, he has. And our last teammate is myself. Spartan Commander's got his very old Roman army of 15 infantry and 5 cavalry. So there's our team. This should be a cracking battle for you to watch, and I hope you enjoy it. And here is the other team. We have the host of this battle, Brotherhood member Crypto. Now Crypto's got the bog standard 31k old Roman army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. And the reason it's the bog standard 31k Roman army is because it's so effective and so efficient. Okay, their next teammate is Brotherhood member Madking. Now Madking has got 10 pikes, 4 archers and 6 cavalry, and it's interesting to have a look at the upgrades in his battle formation. You'll see the first unit that's going to take the pilers and take the casualties and make first contact with the enemy is just gold shield, gold attack, because he doesn't want to waste money on that particular unit, because that's going to be the one that's going to take all the casualties. His next line of his battle formation has got 7 upgrades on, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack, and then the rest of his units, if we can just look there in his battle formation, I've got 8 upgrades on, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. This is thought to be the optimum upgrades for a Macedonian royal pikeman, 8 upgrades, and that's what Mad King has got. Just look at the length of those pikes that our men have got to fight down. So I think that's a pretty good Macedonian army there. And then of course you've got his companion cavalry. Now remember, these guys are sometimes called the winged horsemen because of the wing type things on their helmets, and these guys have got the biggest charge bonus in the game, 10 charge bonus. I believe that's the highest charge bonus in the game. Remember, the charge bonus is the impact and penetration that a unit does to enemy units when they hit. So it just goes to show I think they have got the biggest charge bonus in the game. Be interesting to see how Mad King handles them during the course of the battle. Okay, their next teammate is Brotherhood member Stevelongshanks. Now he has got a very unusual army here, a very unusual army build. He has got 12 infantry and 4 cavalry, but it is very unusual, and I'll show you. We'll start off with the cavalry first. and you'll see that he's got 7 upgrades, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry. As I say, it's a very, very unusual army build here. Now we're going to have a look at his infantry formation. If you notice here, his pilot shield units, the first ones here are early legionary cohorts. And do you notice anything about them at all? No upgrades. Okay, so Steve hasn't spent any money on upgrades for his pilot shield units there. And if you look at the second units of his pilot shield units there, you'll see that they are eagle units, legionary first cohort units there. Okay, once again, notice no upgrades. So Steve hasn't put any upgrades on his pilot shield units at all. I guess he's thinking that these guys are going to be there solely to soak up enemy missiles, so why spend money on them if they're just going to be there to kind of take casualties. Okay, so no upgrades on the 4 pilot shield units, but if we have a look at the rest of his infantry, I think you're going to be quite surprised. 8 upgrades on his urban cohorts. That's 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. So as we know, this infantry does well with just gold shield, gold attack. You put 2 veteran stripes on them, 2 experience stripes on them, and that makes these infantry super infantry. Make no mistake about that. Remember, veteran stripes are just that. They make these units veterans. And then on his last lots of units in his battle formation, fully upgraded urban cohorts, 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. How often do you ever see fully upgraded urban cohorts on the 31k battlefield? Very, very unusual there. And so, as I say, Steve's army here, very, very unusual. I say those veteran stripes, that's just exactly what they are. Remember, infantry that are veterans, they're less likely to rout, are they? They're going to fight down to the last man. Whereas I think just gold shield, gold attack troops, they're just out of training. So I think that's a very interesting army build there of Steve's. 4 pilot shield units with no upgrades, and then 8 units with massive upgrades on. So it'd be interesting to see how well that army does during the course of the battle. I thought that was one of the reasons I wanted to show this battle, was because I thought that was quite an interesting army build. Their last teammate is Brotherhood member Canary. Now Canary has got 11 infantry, 3 archers and 5 cavalry. Quick look at the upgrades on his infantry. You see his forward units there have just got gold shield, gold attack on. Then as we move further back into his battle formation, he's put an experience stripe on the rest of his units there. Okay, plus he's got an eagle unit there as well for extra morale. Now the reason he's done that is because his actual general is a cavalry general. So he leaves the eagle unit to give morale boost to his infantry while he takes his cavalry general around the battlefield doing what he wants with that. My guess is he's just got gold shield, gold attack possibly. No, he's got an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry there. And of course he's got the old school armoured cavalry general. Remember, up to about 15-16 years ago, we all used to bring this as our general before most of us switched to an infantry general. So it'll be interesting to see how he handles this old school, old fashioned Roman armoured general unit around the battlefield. They can be harassing and haranguing and can annoy enemy generals there. So there's the enemy team. It's got the potential to be a cracking battle, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, at this very early stage of the battle, you'll see that Lando, being his usual aggressive attacking self, is leading the charge of our team there. We know Lando's one of the most aggressive attacking players in the game, and he certainly is not going to let us down in that respect in this battle. Here you'll see some enemy Cretan archers shooting into us there. Probably shooting at Lando's archers. You'll see that I'm moving my army forward to keep up with Lando as he moves forward there. Okay. I can see a couple of cavalry generals there being used. There you can see Aurelius bringing... Now I just want to show you a good old school, old fashioned tactic here. Right, can you see that the Julii general stopped his general there? Did you see that? Did you see that Canary stopped his general to let the Greek city's general catch up to him there? And the reason for that is because Steve's cavalry is just coming forward there, and I think between them they were hoping to be able to trap the Greek city's general there. Can you see that? You can see there, can you see Steve's cavalry coming through, but luckily Aurelius was switched on there, and he could see Steve's cavalry coming at him. But I thought that was a nice bit of old school bait there by Canary, leaving his general to get hit by Aurelius's general, knowing that Steve's cavalry was going to come out and possibly get the Greeks as his general. Just pause again for a second, because I just want to show you that Aurelius here is using his light cavalry units there. Can you see that's his main army there, but he's moved his cavalry all the way out here. This is a tactic that I've noticed he does a lot. And he tends to get his light cavalry in behind the enemy team. He does it very discreetly, hoping that the enemy team won't notice that he gets his light cavalry in behind them. So it'll be interesting to see how he uses that cavalry during the course of the battle. As you move over to the right flank here, you'll see that Mad King has got his companion cavalry out on our right flank there, probably with a view possibly to smash into the flank of my infantry when we maybe get engaged with the enemy Julii infantry there. But if you notice, I've got my cavalry locked and loaded there, ready to cover any cavalry attack that might come in on me there. Let's say it's a little bit of an archer war at the moment. I can see Lando's archers there shooting into the enemy Macedonian archers there. And you can see EthEth moving forward there with his army to come in line with Lando's and myself. There you are. You can see Canary there with his fast-moving Roman armoured cavalry general, harassing, haranguing, being a nuisance, trying to annoy enemy generals so that they might make a frustrated mistake that his team could then take advantage of. Looks to me like he could smash into that pilot showed unit, and there he goes, look, bang, smash in there, look. Very, as I say, harassing, haranguing, trying to annoy enemy generals there. That's what we used to do with our Roman armoured cavalry general back in the day. And as I say, you could see that's exactly what he's doing there. Okay, so we're saying this Lando's very aggressive, very attacking. As I say, he's led the team attack so far. But at the moment, I think there is a little bit of an archer war going on there between the enemy Cretan archers and Lando's archers there. Now if you notice there, can you see that one enemy Cretan archer unit there on my flank? There might be a target for one of my cavalry units there. This archer unit here, very close to my infantry. But as I say, it might well be a hit from my cavalry. If you notice, I've taken this cavalry unit out of wedge formation and put it into normal formation because it moves faster in normal formation there. And as I say, I want to try and hit that archer unit. But I've got a feeling the enemy team may well spot that. They are. You can see that Crypto is bringing his cavalry across there to block my cavalry unit there from taking out that archer unit. Nice bit of support there by Crypto. Well done to him. And you can see the Cretan archer unit probably shooting into my cavalry unit there. But just look at the way that Aurelius is using his armoured cavalry general there. Using it extremely well there at taking out enemy archers. So well done to Aurelius. Right, now just wanted to show you something here that I found quite interesting during the course of the battle. Can you see, as I say, we looked earlier, you could see that Mad King's companion cavalry are actually facing away from the battle here. Okay, can you see that? So he's facing away from the battle, and Lando spotted that, and myself as well, and we wondered if maybe Mad King was concentrating on his pikes and archers and might not be watching his cavalry. So what we're thinking here is doing an opportunist hit on his cavalry with our cavalry. As I say, we've noticed here that, can you see he split his Macedonian army into two armies there, so he's going to be concentrating on that. He's got his archer war going on, so he's concentrating on that, plus he's got a cavalry unit here that he's using to try and chase down our archers. So while he's concentrating on all that, Lando and myself are thinking that he might not be watching his cavalry. So if you notice here, can you see Lando coming across there? I think he's going to smash into Mad King's cavalry. Now, will Mad King notice us coming over for his cavalry and move his cavalry out the way, or is he just going to get hit cold there? Okay, you can see here I'm moving my infantry forward there. Once again, trying to get attention onto my infantry instead of watching the cavalry here. And you can see Lando smashed into his cavalry. Now you can see my cavalry coming across as well. So I've got a feeling Mad King's going to lose a lot of his cavalry. Look at my cavalry come bang as I charge in there. Lando's come around the back there, charge into them. Look. So I think we've taken out 3 of those 5 Macedonian companion cavalry units there. So well done to Lando and myself, I suppose. There we did that. I think that one cavalry unit's going to rally of the Macedonians there. So as I say, Madking was concentrating so much on his pikes, his archers, and that one cavalry unit chasing down enemy archers. He just didn't keep an eye on his cavalry, and Lando and myself did an opportunist attack there. Now if you notice here, you'll see that Canary and Steve have kind of like combined their armies, or are combining their armies there. Now it'd be interesting to see whether Aurelius wants to take on the Macedonian pikemen there with their long pikes. It'll be interesting to see how that goes, but I just thought this was interesting here. Canary and Steve, as I say, look, they've integrated their armies there. So you don't see that very often. They've integrated, and that may be because they're going to go for EthEth. They may well attack EthEth here in a combined attack. As I say here, I don't know whether Aurelius is going to go for Macedon here, because he'd have to fight down the long pikes of Macedon there with his short spears. We'll just have to see. Okay. You can see Lando looking to move in on the flank of Steve, so it wouldn't surprise me if Steve moves his army back to kind of realign his army facing the threat coming in on his left flank. A lot of pilot exchanging going on at the moment. Remember, Steve's pilot shield units had no upgrades on at all, but that enabled the rest of his infantry to have extremely good upgrades on. So as I say, you can see Steve just moving back there. Now over here you'll see I'm facing Crypto's army. Okay, I've got Lando's cavalry there to help me if needed, plus of course I've got my own cavalry there. And if you notice here, can you see Crypto is a long way away from his allies, and there you can see Lando coming in on Steve's flank, maybe looking to cut off Crypto so that no reinforcements infantry reinforcements can get to Crypto. Maybe that's Lando's thinking there as he's moving in on Steve. But as I say, Steve has now realigned his battle formation to face the threat of Lando coming in on him. And over here, as I say, you can see Canary bringing his cavalry across. Canary is always a really good support player there. And as I say here, you can see me realigning my battle formation to face the threat of Crypto's battle formation that he just moves over slightly to the right. But as I say, if you look at the gap between Crypto's infantry and Steve's infantry, there's a little bit of isolation possibly going on here. Okay, you can see us exchanging pilots there, and you can see Crypto moving in, being his usual aggressive self as well. I'm probably going to have to realign my battle formation to face a threat. I certainly don't want him coming around my flank. So you'll see there that I'm moving my infantry formation back. Can you see how those two pilot shield units are kind of like stuck? Can you see there's a little bit of lag in this game? The bulk of my army moved, but those two pilot shield units didn't. So they're going to suffer a heck of a lot of casualties now as they move into their position late. And there, can you see Steve's cavalry was just going to come across there to smash into my infantry? Did you see? You could see exactly what Steve was going to do, but Lando anticipated that and moved his infantry and cavalry forward to block Steve's cavalry attack. So nice bit of support there by Lando. As I say, you got Lando's cavalry in wedge formation out here. Remember, wedge formation for more impact, more penetration. And as I say, you can see Crypto moving around my flank. Meanwhile here you can see EthEth facing Canary and possibly Steve's army there. But as I say, over on our left flank, it'll be interesting to see how EthEth is going to do. You see how short the Spartan spears are, okay, in comparison to the long pikes of Macedon there. So as I say, it'll be interesting to see if Aurelius is going to take on those Macedonians head on. I think it'll be interesting. He may well use the weight of numbers against those Macedonians. If he does, we'll just have to see as the battle unfolds. But over here, as I say, you can see Crypto moving his infantry, trying to always get around the flank of my infantry. So as I say, I'm just realigning my infantry to face the main threat of them coming in. But you can see also a lot of cavalry over there. But can you see how Crypto is moving away from his allies? He looks to me like he's becoming a little bit isolated here. I don't know what you think. Can you see how far away he is? Okay, he's got cavalry support. Here goes Lando, who's going to crash in there, and bang, as he smashes in to Crypto's infantry there. You'll see I'm going to do a surge attack with my infantry into Crypto's infantry, and then I'm going to bring my cavalry in there as well. See my infantry charging in there, and there goes my cavalry as well. A combined infantry and cavalry attack, look, and bang, as we smash into Crypto's infantry there. Just look at the penetration of my cavalry. Look at Crypto's infantry starting to rout there with that combined surge attack of my infantry and rammed home by my cavalry there. There you can see EthEth's cavalry coming in as well. Our goal here is to take out Crypto's isolated infantry here. That's what we're trying to do. Pause again for a second here. Now you can see that the enemy's brought over basically all their cavalry is on this flank as well here. To try and support their ally Crypto, but as I say there, we're really smashing into Crypto's infantry, but say there's a lot of enemy cavalry over here that could maybe change the course of the battle here on this right flank of ours. We just have to see, but our goal at the moment is to try and take out Crypto's infantry. Okay, that's what we're trying to do. You can see Lando brought his cavalry back, locked and loaded, charging it back in. Make no mistake, he's going for Crypto's general there, look, and bang, as that cavalry smashes in there, going for Crypto's general there. And you can see I've pulled my cavalry back as well. My infantry is still surging forward. I'm going to ram home that surge attack with my cavalry, look, and bang, as it smashes in there once again. There you can see pushing through the enemy infantry there. Let's just pause again for a second here. So as I say, we've routed a lot of Crypto's infantry, which is what we want to do. Really, we'd like to take out his general if possible there. That would be what we'd want to do here, but as you can see, most of Crypto's infantry has now been routed. Now over here you can see that Aurelius has now decided to take the Macedonian pikes head on there. But as I say, just look at the short Spartan spears against the Macedonian pikes there. But the Macedonians are greatly outnumbered. Look at how many Spartan units are facing the Macedonians. So the sheer weight of Spartan numbers might push them down those pikes to kill the man on the other end. Okay, that's what I think Aurelius is thinking here. He's thinking sheer weight of numbers there will push his spearmen down the pikes of those Macedonians there. And of course, if it gets into a hand-to-hand battle, sword v sword, remember these Spartans got 2 hit points, so they will do a lot of damage to those Macedonians. Meanwhile, over here on our right flank, you'll see there, you see us charging our cavalry in. I think we've just taken out Crypto's general, which is what we wanted to do. And as I say, you can see most, if not all, of Crypto's infantry has now been routed. I'm guessing that some of his units will return as rallied units, but as I say, as it stands at the moment, we seem to have taken out a heck of a lot of Crypto's infantry. If you remember, he was a little bit isolated there, and we've got a lot of our cavalry over here as well, charging into those Julii troops. Now I think I'm not mistaken there, Steve has got his infantry over here as well. Remember, Steve's got those fantastic upgrades on his infantry there. Can you see I'm charging my cavalry in, and I think Lando's charging his cavalry in as well, and you can see that cavalry going in, bang, as that charges in, and here comes the enemy Julii cavalry charging into my infantry, and bang and bang as they smash in there. I mean, look at that. It's a really massive cavalry attack on my infantry. We got Macedonian companion cavalry going to smash into the flank of my engaged infantry there of Mad Kings, and bang as that charges in as well. There you go. So you can see that my troops there are being sandwiched from enemy Julii cavalry, both Canaries and Cryptos, plus you've got some of rallied infantry of Cryptos coming in, and then you've got this companion cavalry with their 10 charge bonus smashing into my infantry as well there. So you can see there's a heck of a lot of attacking troops coming in on my infantry there, plus a couple of Macedonian pikes coming in behind me as well. You might be able to see those Macedonian pikes coming in behind me. So here, as I say, Steve's infantry still holding quite well, but he is greatly outnumbered there, I think, by cavalry and infantry there. But it'd be interesting to see if my army can hold. You can see Lando taking his cavalry back out, locking and loading it with a view to charge back in. As I say, I've got these pike units coming in behind me that will be charging into the rear of my my infantry there. Meanwhile, over here, you'll see that Canary is getting into skirmish there with EthEth. As I say, here you can see EthEth has put a couple of his units into Testudo. Remember, Testudo is a real formation used back in the day by the Romans there. Just look at the defence there from any missiles. Any missiles coming in from above, look, stopped by those shields. Any missiles coming in from the flank, stopped by those shields. And of course, any missiles coming in from the front. It's a great defensive formation there called the Testudo, and that really does make a difference in battle. Now here, as I say, Aurelius was relying on the weight of the numbers of Spartans he's got there to fight down the pikes of those Macedonians there. So you can see just the sheer weight of numbers there is pushing the Spartans forward down the pikes of those Macedonians. Remember, those Macedonians there are greatly outnumbered by the Spartans. But you can see those long pikes of Macedon still doing damage to the Greek city units there. So there's a lot going on all over the battlefield at the moment. But as I say, here on our right flank, as I say, we destroyed most of Crypto's infantry there, but they've brought all their cavalry over here and they're smashing into us there. You can see Lando's cavalry charging into the enemy. Right, you can see the enemy pulling their cavalry back, no doubt to lock and load it and get ready to charge in again. This companion cavalry is going to pull back as well. It wouldn't surprise me. And there you are, you can see the cavalry pull back, locked and loaded, and bang as they charge in there, and another Hitler coming in, and bang as that smashes in as well. So they basically got all their cavalry over here. Now remember, because we've got a Greek city as ally, we are at a cavalry disadvantage here, and the enemy is certainly making the most of that. Here's a couple of pike units by Madking that he's brought over here, pushing into the rear of my infantry. There, you got Lando attacking one of those units, but just look there, you can see several of Crypto's infantry have rallied and come back into the fight there, but you can see some of my infantry starting to rout already there from the impacts of the cavalry and infantry hits that I've been taking. As I say, we are at a cavalry disadvantage because of course our Greek cities allies only got a few light cavalry. All four of the enemy we were facing have got good heavy cavalry. So I say we're at a bit of a cavalry disadvantage here. Over here, Canary being very aggressive towards EthEth there. You can see there, remember the enemy are the Julii infantry there, and our ally is the purple SBQR there. And over here on our left flank, just look at the progress that Aurelius is making at routing those Macedonian pike units there. As I say, it's just the sheer weight of numbers there that's pushing those Spartans down those pikes and killing the Macedonians on the other end there. Here's a nice little move by Aurelius. Looks like he can take a unit round the flank of those pikemen there, so that would be a nice move. But as I say, over here on the right flank, this could well be the make or break of the battle there. And as I say, you can see there that the Macedonian cavalry, the companion cavalry with their 10 charge bonus, is just going to smash into my infantry there. Get ready for this, and bang as they smash in there. And you can see some enemy Julii cavalry locked and loaded and charging into us as well, and bang as they charge in. And now you can see we're counter-attacking with our cavalry as well, look, and bang as that charges in as well. So we really are counter-attacking, lots of counter-attacks going on here by both teams there on this right flank. And if you notice at the back here, you'll see that Aurelius has got his light cavalry units, and what I think he's been doing with those is making sure he's chasing down the routers. A lot of units that are routing, I think he's been hitting with his light cavalry just to make sure that they don't rally and come back into the battle. So well done to him there. Looks like he might also be using that fast moving general unit to smash into enemy archers as well, which would be pretty good. Helps us out there, so that's pretty good. But over here you can see on this flank a lot going on. You can see here that EthEth is moving some reinforcements over to the right flank, but by doing that he's leaving his place in the battle line a bit weakened. Can you see that? He's been a good teammate, bringing units over to help us on this right flank, because you can see the massive cavalry hits that we're taking here. You can see Lando there got his cavalry ready to smash in to the flank of those Julii infantry there, and EthEth's cavalry there as well. But now the enemy could switch their attack onto EthEth's infantry that he's left back in the battle line there. There you can see Crypto's cavalry smashing in there as well, and bang as he smashes it. Now this is a nice flank attack here by Lando onto the flank of engaged enemy troops there. So well done to Lando there. He did very well in smashing into those units and routing some of those rallied units of cryptos there. But if you notice there, the enemy team are now concentrating on EthEth's infantry that he left in the battle line there. See all that cavalry charge in there, probably looking to try and take out his general, which they noticed was there. And look at that cavalry, and bang as it smashes in there. So now EthEth is now returning those units that he tried to bring over to the right flank to help us out. He's now moving those units back over, and you can see I'm moving my infantry over to the centre now as we've defeated the enemy troops that were on our right flank. But you can see we're all moving into the centre now. And over here, just say well done to Aurelius there. He's managed to rout all those Macedonian units he was fighting with his Greek city units there. You can see a lot of casualties there on both sides. But well done to Aurelius taking out Macedon. And he can now up spears and run his infantry over to the main fray now that's going on over there. And he'll be able to help us there. That would be great if he can do that. And as say, you can see Canary's general there, still floating around the battlefield, still hitting targets there. See EthEth's cavalry is bringing over to help his infantry out there against the enemy Julii attack. As I say, you can see myself bringing my army across to the centre. You can see Lando taking his infantry over to the centre as well. Look at the massive cavalry attacks going into poor old EthEth's infantry. They're like bang and bang as they smash in there. And now EthEth's lost a lot of his infantry there to the massive cavalry advantage that the enemy team had there. You can see they're really concentrating their cavalry on poor old EthEth's infantry there. Here we're going to smash into these Julii units which we just hit there. Nice combination of infantry and cavalry attack there. We've taken those units out. But as I say, the enemy have got a cavalry advantage on us, I think, as they have had all battle. And they've really used that cavalry advantage well. There you can see that Crypto's cavalry charging in there. And you can see us counter-attacking his cavalry there like a bang as those cavalry units smash into Crypto's cavalry. Now you can see Aurelius' Spartans coming over. Can you see those at the rear? He's successfully beaten the Macedonians, so he can now bring his Greek cities over to help us out here. That's unfortunate. I think EthEth's general has just been taken out. Let's pause the game. Yeah, fought down to the last man, look, before it was routed. So well done to EthEth there. He did really well. And as I say, you can see us moving all our troops now over to the centre here, and you can see Aurelius' Greek cities coming in behind the enemy troops there. A lot of enemy Julii troops. Steve's well upgraded infantry still there. That could make a difference towards the end of the battle. Him having fresh, really well upgraded troops there against our tired, battle damaged troops. As I say, here you can see the enemy cavalry. Oh, looks like they're going to charge into our Greek citadel. Now, will Aurelius see this and turn and face the threat, which he's done? Can you see that Aurelius turned, saw the cavalry coming in, and put his spears down just before the cavalry hit? So make no mistake there, those cavalry has routed a couple of Aurelius' units, but they would have suffered a lot of casualties there from those spears. And here you can see us charge into what's left of Steve's infantry. He's just being inundated by infantry and cavalry there. No matter what upgrades he's got on his infantry there, they weren't going to hold against that massive attack there of infantry and cavalry combined there. So I say, you can see that companion cavalry charging in there. They seem to be obsessed here, if you like. We're trying to take out Aurelius' his spearmen there with their cavalry. I'm not sure. That's an unusual tactic. We know that the Spartans have got 2 hit points, very anti-cavalry bonus they've got as well. So a lot of the enemy cavalry have been lost trying to kill those Spartans there. But you can see now that Madking's charging his cavalry in there to those Macedonian units there. We've even got some pilers left that we're throwing into those units there, and it looks like our now Looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle. Just pause the game for a second here. So as I say, it does look like we've managed to go on and win the battle. That was a pretty tough battle there. If we look over here on our left flank, this is where Aurelius took on Madking's pikes there. And of course Aurelius outnumbered those pike units that he was fighting by a great deal. And the sheer weight of Spartan numbers there, I think, won the day there against those Macedonian units. As I say, fighting those Macedonian long pikes there with short spears is usually always a bit of a problem. If we move across here to this part of the battlefield, you'll see here a lot of intense fighting were going on here. As I say, as I can see, a lot of cavalry dead there where they tried to take out Aurelius' Spartan army with their cavalry. As we move across the battlefield here, once again you can see how intense the fighting has been as we move across the battlefield. Just looking at the piles of dead of enemy and allied troops just fighting and falling on each other there. And over here, of course, this is where the right flank here, where we attacked Crypto's army, and then they counter-attacked with so many cavalry attacks there. You can see this was a massive battle here on our right flank, and maybe this right flank battle proved pivotal to the outcome of the battle. I don't know what you guys think there. It certainly seemed to be quite an important part of the battlefield here. As I say, the more we move across here, the more dead we can see, the more intense fighting there was here. All the way over here, just loads and loads of dead there. And of course over there, if you remember, that's where we did that opportunist attack on Madking's cavalry and smashed into his cavalry. I think we definitely routed 2 of his units, and I think the 3rd unit rallied and came back into the fray there. But they were, as I say, just look at the number of dead that there are on the battlefield there, very concentrated numbers. And as I say, I think all of us that are left now, we've got very battle depleted units here, as it was such a tough battle. Okay, so the first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game. I thought everybody played really well, and as you can see, it was an average victory there. Must have just crept into average. I thought it might have been close. And the highest kills in the game will go to Brotherhood member Aurelius there with his Greek cities there. Of course, if you kill a lot of the big 120 man units, you are going to get some good kills. So well done to Aurelius there. I thought he did really well with his Greek cities army. Well done to Crypto, very aggressive, very attacking, got some good kills there. So well done to him. Well done to Madking. As I say, if we get less than 1,000 kills, we're a little bit disappointed. So he'll be a bit disappointed with that. But I thought he still did well with his Macedonian army. Well done to Steve. Now, bearing in mind he had that massively upgraded infantry, he's only just got over 1,000 kills. I was expecting him to get a bit more than that. I don't know what you guys were thinking there. So, but he did well there with that army. And well done to Canary. Got some good kills as well. Very aggressive, very attacking there. And well done to EthEth. As I say, nice to see him back on RTW after many years of being away. Still a good player there, got some good kills there. So well done, as I say, nice to see him back. Well done to Lando, very aggressive right from the start of the battle, 2nd highest kills in the game. Very well done to him, led the attack. My kills, nearly 1,200, not too bad. Yeah, quite pleased with those kills there. So I say quite happy with that. And of course Aurelius got the highest kills in the game there. Do you think either team had a faction advantage? They've got Rome, Macedon, Rome and Rome. It's pretty good factions there. We got 3 Romes and Greek cities. So do you think either team had a faction advantage? Probably not there. Okay, so Spartan Commander say, hope you enjoyed this battle. Look forward to seeing you soon, and bye for now.